All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. We got Christmas behind us, and things are starting to look toward 2025, right? Hang on, I'm just making sure we're live on Instagram as well. So, yeah, welcome back. Day 2 of our 10-day video series on finding your edge. And you might be asking yourself, "Oh, what's Bob doing live again?" Just trying to get out and help as many people as I can. And there's a lot of people that don't know what we do inside the Summit and Edge communities. And this is just a way to be able to deliver a little bit more of that, show people what we're up to, and continue to, jump up and touch the rim each day. So I'm just getting this set up, getting my notes opened up, and we will go. View full screen. Thank you. I wanted to talk to you guys today about overcoming limiting beliefs. And that's something that I've dealt a lot with both in sport and in business. And I thought it was worthy of a live today to just kind of talk about what kind of teed it up for me was I saw a comment from a guy on Facebook. He said, I'm just another dipshit contractor. And that it kind of made my heart sink, because that's not what we are. And it's not what you are, no matter what business you're in. It is what you are if that's what you believe. And so you have control of that. And limiting beliefs are just stories that we tell ourselves. We've all got that little voice in the back of our head that says, you can't do that. You'll never do that. You tried that and failed. And if we let that win, then the limiting belief wins out, right? So today I'll share a quick story about the way I've dealt with this, both in business and in sport. And hopefully somebody can get a little nugget from that and take it, pop it in their pocket, and help them move the needle a little bit. But let's take a look at what limiting beliefs really are. They're things that you've accepted as truth, thoughts that you've accepted as truth, whether they are or they aren't. You've accepted them, and they're actually holding you back. And that's a shame in a lot of ways, because there's no need for that. Some examples are like, hey, I'm not smart enough. I could never do an Ironman. I'm not a runner. Somebody that's been overweight. Hey, I've always been big, right? And they don't need to be. Hey, I'm too old to start something new. Or I should have done more of that when I was younger. All kinds of ways to explain away or rationalize why you don't want to go all in on yourself or take a bet on yourself. So they're often rooted in past experiences. Hey, I might have tried something that maybe somebody said some little off the cuff remark to you, and it just stuck, and it put you in a box, and you've always kind of believed that. They don't need to be. I remember a friend of mine, a guidance counselor, says you probably shouldn't even bother going to college. You should probably just get a job. A guidance counselor said that to him, and he did go to school, and he went in the service and went to school and got a job and done very well in life. So who knows? Maybe they used a little reverse psychology on him, but if they did, it worked. Hey, for me, I was never good in math. So I've always thought, not that good in math. Truth is, I'm actually pretty good at it. I just didn't like it, so I kind of figured I wasn't any good at it. But these things, limiting beliefs are dangerous, guys. They can keep you stuck in your comfort zone. Hey, David, thanks for jumping on. If you guys are on here, just throw in there a scale of 1 to 10 how you're doing today. Let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, I think you can comment. I won't see the comments on Facebook or Insta, but I'll respond to them after. But yeah, the limiting beliefs, and David, this, they just keep you stuck in your comfort zone. The longer we hold on to them, the more they feel like truth, really, in our identity. And that was the case with me when I signed up for my first Ironman. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I've never done this before. A couple of guys laughed when they heard I was doing it, and ultimately proved them wrong and got through it and did it. But if I had just settled for that limiting belief, I never would have competed once. When I first went to the pool, I mentioned this yesterday, swam one length of the pool. That's where I started. And to ultimately be able to finish a long race like that was pretty cool. So if you believe them, if you believe it, it's true, right? So you got to have a turning point. Like the turning point for me was when I crossed the Ironman finish line, And I really believe that, hey, I can do this. We had done a marathon before that. That helped me set things up. But when you complete something or when you check it off your box, that's the belief that you can do something. That's where you get that. I can't do this. Those kinds of stories start to fade away. All right. So some strategies for overcoming limiting beliefs. Let's start by writing something down. Write something down that's holding you back. Write something down that's holding you back. For example, I can't speak in public. I'm not a good public speaker, right? And ask yourself then, is it true? Is it really true? How do you know that? Have you tried it? Excuse me. Are you just afraid of it? Because most of the time it's just a fear, not a fact. I can't speak in public. Sure you can. Then replace it with something empowering. Go from I can't speak in public to I'm learning to communicate my ideas with confidence. All right, now we've reframed that. Mine was, hey, I don't know if I can make it at this coaching thing, right? I reframed that into I am a sought after speaker and coach. If I don't believe it, how do I expect you guys to? David says, my limiting beliefs were passed on from parents. That's why it's important to surround myself with people that are forward thinking. Absolutely, David. It can come from people that you live with, parents, brothers, sisters, workers, co-workers, teammates, you name it. So I would ask you to reframe that limiting belief into something that's more positive. Again, hey, I'm a sought after speaker and coach. I'm going to speak on 6 stages this year. If I hadn't believed that, I wouldn't be jumping up on a stage at an event in a couple of weeks out in Dallas, Texas, right? If I didn't tell people I wanted to do it, it never would have happened. So what's one small step you can take that would prove that belief wrong? Let's use the public speaking example. Hey, if it's something that you're scared of, that you have fear on, where could you get a public speaking opportunity this year? I would challenge you to do that. It doesn't have to be a big group. It could be a group of people at work. Maybe you just like to run a mile. Start by walking 1 lap around the block. You see, because if you believe it, it's true. So it's rooted in fear. Stop believing it. Stop accepting it as a truth. All right. So guys, limiting beliefs are just stories. They're just stories. They're not facts. They're just not facts. So challenge and reframe them into something that's more empowering and more truthful. Action is the antidote to fear. So take action, massive action. Anytime I've ever been in a spot where I really needed to make something happen, if I took massive action, things got a lot better. I'd ask you this. What's the one limiting belief that you've been carrying around that you know you need to let go of? Drop it in the comments if you want. And I'll respond to it after this live on the other platforms. But drop it in the comments. If you got a limiting belief, let's work on reframing it. I can help you with that. Stop breaking it down together. All right. So guys, limiting beliefs, they're not true. Okay. They're things you accept as truth. They're mostly rooted in fear. And they came from the past. Something that you accepted as truth, something that someone told you, or something that you just assumed due to a lack of self-confidence. Okay, again, what's the one limiting belief you've been carrying around and accepting as truth? Drop it in the comments, DM me, whatever it is. Let's talk about it and figure it out. All right, guys, this was day 2 of our series on finding your edge. Remember, you're not defined by your fears. You're defined by what you choose to believe and the actions you take. All right, let's continue to help find your edge. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about diving into the habits that shape our lives for day 3. And I'll share how discipline of daily habits can set you up for success. So I'm going to try this daily series thing going live. Hope you guys like it. Post your feedback. And I'm going to put this in a couple other groups. So anyway, reach out to me, DM me if I can help you in any way. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday, and I'll catch you guys all real soon. Take care.